Hi, good morning. I'm here at my local library that's just had a beautiful revamp of the kids section, so it's a nice new open space, and the kids are all next door listening to the rhyme time. So I just thought I'd take this quick opportunity to talk about the difference between a decodable text or a phonically controlled text and a text that is more of a predictable kind of reader. So in the really early stages of a child learning how to read, they're going to only know a limited set of sound spelling correspondences. So we want to be able to provide them with a book that allows them to use that problem solving ability, working out the letters and the sounds that go with those letters, and actually reading a book for themselves. A lot of predictable readers are designed in a way that, because they're repetitive, the children can rely on the pictures and they often end up guessing. And this is not a behaviour in reading that we want to encourage. It's a problem solving skill. We want them to be able to say the sounds and read a word, as opposed to guess a word as a whole based on perhaps what the picture is or what might work best in the sentence. So I'm going to show you just a kind of typical early reader that would be designed more as a predictable book. So this one's called Party Time, and you see as you move through this story really nice little photographs, but as we go through you'll see that there's a pattern here. So it says look at the balloons, and there's the kids looking at the balloons. For a child to read this, they need to know this is U, and these two letters to go together to write the U, and that's the K. So look at the, that's not so bad, but then here balloons, quite a long word. So for a young child, we're expecting they know B, A, U, N, balloons. There's a fair bit there that they would need to know in order to blend all those sounds together and read it. What you see next, because this is a predictive reader, let's see if it's look at the something else. So there we go, we see look at the, and all the child really needs to do is look at the picture. Maybe they identify the first letter and first sound, but the rest they can pretty much guess. The next one, look at the hats. What do we think it's going to be? So here we could probably see look at the, well, it's going to be something related to that plate. Now this is not a word that a young child is easily going to be able to sound out. You know, there's a fair bit in there. It's a multi-syllabic word, so they're going to be looking at the picture to guess. Here, look at the, there we go. Now, this story, it's not highly engaging. There's not interesting vocabulary. There's not a great deal we can do with it to, you know, develop that comprehension. So for me, this wouldn't be my first choice of reader. I'll show you the alternative though. So these books are all available at the Brisbane City Council libraries, and most local council libraries will have them in their collection. If they don't, you can put in a request. So I'll put some links in this post to various publications that do this. So this is a reader by Little Learners Love Literacy. It's one of my favourite sets of stories, and it's called Mud. So this is designed in a way that if a child has, this is from a stage 4 reader, so if they have the basic letter sound correspondences, they'll be able to read every single word in this book. So it's called Mud, and there's already, you can see a bit more interest in the pictures here, and a child is able to go to add dad, pip, pip, and these little words that we see with a high level of frequency will become learnt words. So you might hear of them as it being a sight word. They only become a sight word by the actual decoding process. So early on, we do want to show children how these sounds go together to build the word. So and this is I, so you might have to help them with that. Another high frequency word here, so R, so when we see these letters together, it's R, but the rest here we can say the sounds and read out. On, the, and then og, logs, logs. As we go through, we can see there's a limited set of words that are our high frequency words, so little learners call them heart words, and at the back of the book you can see these words here, and there's an indication to say that, you know, parents might need to help their child out with these words, but essentially every other word in this book is able to be decoded by the child if they say the sounds and read the word. So nice little stories that do go through an orientation, build up to a problem, and that problem gets solved in the end. So there's a lot more there we can do with that comprehension also. I really love sharing what I know about early reading instruction with parents. We often don't get guidance in this. There's no handbook to parenting, and there's no handbook for how to help my child to read and spell. So knowing that these resources are available in our local libraries, anyone who is near to a local spelled organisation, they'll often have a library you can borrow from as well. So I hope that's given you a bit of an education about what is out there, what we can expect from our early readers, and how we can support them at home with providing them with material that they love to read and that they can actually read.